time.
Well, today at Comerica Park, we celebrate Father's Day, and what better spot to hang out with Dad on his special day than at the ballpark, of course. It is a picture-perfect afternoon for the entire family as we welcome you to Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. This will be the third and final game in this series featuring the visiting Arizona Diamondbacks and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us for the series finale here. Happy Father's Day. Ron, I know Happy Father's Day to you, first of all. You'd like to have some Happy Father's Day wishes sent out to all of our Tiger dads today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, here's the day where you guys can all just kind of kick your feet up and just kind of get waited on. I mean, that's what Father's Day is all about, and enjoy your families.
And a Happy Father's Day to my dad, Dominic, who is watching in here this afternoon in the Motor City. Now, as we turn our attention to this game here today, Ron, a couple of guys that were involved in one of the biggest deals in the offseason. Scherzer for the Tigers, Ian Kennedy will go for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and these two guys have had their moments this year.
You know, this was a blockbuster deal in so many ways because what you had was power pitching, trading directions. Of course, Curtis Granderson, the position player, and Jackson, also a position player. But other than that, we're talking about arms and quality arms. Kennedy first came to the Tigers in that same deal for Granderson. Then he was also flipped with Edwin Jackson to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And, of course, we got Schlereth and we got Scherzer, who's on the mound here today for the Tigers.
And these two guys will go head-to-head. And when you look at Ian Kennedy, he's had a pretty good string here for the Diamondbacks. Meanwhile, we have seen some good stuff as well out of Max Scherzer.
Well, Kennedy's probably been their most consistent starter this year. His earned run average is really good, but he comes in one game under 500 because he hasn't gotten the run support. And Scherzer, his stuff has been electric since coming back from the minor leagues. In 3 of his 4 starts, he's been overmatching big league hitters.
All right, one late move today by the Tigers. Late this morning, they announced that Rick Porcello has been optioned down to AAA Toledo. We'll have more on that as the day progresses here at Comerica Park. Happy Father's Day. With more in our coverage now, we send it back to the Call Sam Studios, and here's Trevor Thompson. play here. Happy Father's Day from the ballpark. Arizona Diamondbacks in town as we get you ready for baseball. If Detroit combines for 3 or more home runs in this game, make sure you bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. You can find a copy of the box score in the newspaper or at foxsportsdetroit.com on the Tigers page. By the way, in this game, we are participating in the Home Run Challenge. Every home run raises $20,000 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by calling 800-798-CURE or go online at www.pcf.org. We'll check out the starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's presented by Honda Bloomfield. It'll be Drew, Abreu, and Upton at the top. Middle of their lineup today has Montero, Young, and LaRoche. And the bottom 3 features Reynolds, Parra, and Rusty Rayo getting the call at first base and batting 9th. So we are ready for baseball here this afternoon. Final game of the series. Max Scherzer, the former Diamondback, is ready to go. And the first pitch of the ball game is a strike on Stephen Drew. Gorgeous day here this afternoon. 78 degrees, our game time temperature. Here's the 0-1. Drew in the series 2 for 8 with a couple of RBIs. He is batting in the leadoff slot this afternoon. They had Kelly Johnson batting leadoff the first 2 games.
Looked like Scherzer throwing some little bitty ones up there this afternoon. Little aspirins, that overpowering fastball.
Breaking ball bounces in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Which is always a good sign for Scherzer. Also, first pitch strikes, a must for him today against this Diamondbacks team. That can hit, by the way. 33 strikeouts in his last 4 starts. And Scherzer, that covers a 24-inning stretch. It's fouled back. 1-2 on Stephen Drew. Tigers won the opener. The Diamondbacks held on to win in the ballgame last night by a single run. And now the deciding game here today. The 1-2 pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, you want contact here if you're Scherzer. One of the things that you do not want to do is you do not want to go to too many deep counts in this game. You'd like to stay out there through the 7th inning. Give your bullpen a little bit of a blow here today.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Drew is out of there.
That's an outstanding changeup.
Here's the scouting report on Max Scherzer, presented by Ace Hardware.
First couple of pitches to Drew there were overpowering. Fastballs in the mid-90s. You touched on the 33 strikeouts in his last 4 games, which is amazing itself. And one of the things that he must do today is stay within himself. Anytime you're going up against your former team, there's a little bit more aggression. And he doesn't need that today. His stuff's been plenty good enough in 3 of his last 4 starts. Here's that last changeup that he struck out Drew with. Fading changeup. Then he gets ahead of Abreu here with a good breaking ball. So he's working in all of his arsenal here in the very first inning. Nice job.
Breaking ball in for a strike. 0-2 on Tony Abreu. Abreu batting in the 2 slot today and playing second base. Kelly Johnson gets the day off. 278 batting average for Abreu. Here's the 0-2.
This could be one of those games where Scherzer racks up a lot more strikeouts against his former club. No one in baseball has struck out more than the Arizona Diamondbacks as a team. And really no one even close.
Well, Scherzer has 1 already, and he's ahead of Abreu here, 1-2.
A.J. Hinch in his 2nd year as their manager. Won their first road game in a month in that ball game last night with Edwin Jackson on the mound.
Scherzer makes Abreu move his feet. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I like that.
That win last night for the Diamondbacks snapped a 14-game losing streak on the road.
Yep. There's Edwin.
Full count now, 3-2 on Abreu. Arizona checks in today 27-42. The Tigers 7 over 37-30, although they dropped a game courtesy of a big comeback by Minnesota in Philadelphia last night, so they're a game and a half out. Bouncing ball to third on the backhand. Brandon Inge, nicely done. And Abreu is out, 2 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively, always presented by the Beaumont Hospital. You've got Inge at third. You've got Santiago's at short. The remainder of the infield is Guillen, and you've got Cabrera. You've got Bosch in the outfield with Kelly and Ordonez. And Bosch has got a really nice throwing arm. He nabbed a runner at home plate last night. And really, for Bosch, playing left field, he throws more like a right fielder. He's got a cannon out there.
Here's Justin Upton with 2 outs. Upton batting .250. He's had himself a pretty good series, 4 hits. He takes strike 1 on the outer edge.
Special Father's Day wish to all the patients out there, the dads at Beaumont Hospital. We know you like to watch our games. Have a great day.
Hopefully a Tigers win can make it a better day. 1 ball, 1 strike on Upton. Justin has hit safely in 6 of his last 8. Batting average a little bit low this year at .250. Power numbers good though. 11 homers, 34 driven in. Scherzer missed again, 2-1.
A.J. Hinch had to drop his talented all-star down to the number 7 spot in the batting order for a few games, while Upton sorted some things out in his swing. Mainly confidence.
On the right field line, back out of play. We've got ourselves a really good crowd here this afternoon, and literally a perfect day, 79 degrees. We had a sellout in the ballpark last night, but on Father's Day today, it's good to see a lot of the dads out here with their families.
That last 2-1 fastball and a fastball count gives you an idea of the stuff that Scherzer has, because Upton was late on that fastball.
And that's low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
2 3-ball counts already today for Scherzer. We don't want that pattern to develop here this afternoon.
Montero waiting in the on-deck circle. He's had a big series as well. 3-2 pitch is inside, ball 4, and Scherzer has himself a 2-out walk. That's his first of the game.
Scherzer making his 13th start here in the major leagues. He made a couple down in Toledo. He's got 3 wins, 6 losses. Earned run average continues to inch its way down with each positive start that Scherzer has. He's given up 12 home runs this year.
Here's Montero, who has 2 homers in this series, 1 each night. Ball 1.
Now here's one of those situations, if you're Scherzer and maybe even Avila, you don't mind if Upton steals second base. That way you can move around Montero the way you want to. You don't really have to pitch to him. He has swung the bat better than anybody they have in the series.
Right off the mask. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And he looks like he's the real deal. He has not taken 1 bad swing in this series. Not 1 bad swing. And he's played long ball twice, as we mentioned. On Friday to right field. And then he picked on Porcello into their bullpen in last night's game.
Montero a couple of years ago was rumored perhaps to be going to Boston. The Red Sox are trying to make a decision on whether or not they wanted Jason Varitek to continue to be their catcher. Varitek's numbers had been declining, and Montero's name came up as a possible trade piece that the Red Sox would go after. They decided to re-sign Varitek, and Montero stayed with the Diamondbacks and developing nicely now. In fact, he's batting .405 this year, coming into play into this one.
Were the Diamondbacks willing to trade him?
I don't think so. And it was just, I don't know the validity of how serious those talks got, but I remember his name coming up, and then remember that, Varitek, they're trying to make a decision on him. I don't know if the Diamondbacks were ready to actually do that. That's not to say that there was a deal in place or anything. But he was certainly highly thought of by the Red Sox.
You can see why.
1-2 on Miguel Montero. In his 5th year now in a Diamondbacks uniform. And another toss to first. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This is almost like a pitch out here. Watch Avila kind of stand up on this last pitch. It's a fastball up and away. It's almost like they're anticipating that he's going to run. But he didn't run there.
Runner goes, and it's fouled back out of play. Upton was on the move that time. He's aboard on the 2-out walk, just underway here as the Tigers wrap up this long homestand.
At some point in time during his career, Upton will hit at least 30 home runs in a season and steal at least 30 bases. He has that kind of raw ability, and he kind of put it all together last year as a 21-year-old. He made his first All-Star team.
Here's the 25th pitch coming up in this inning, and it's back up the middle and through the wickets to the umpire, Brian Runge into center field. Upton scampers all the way to third, and the Diamondbacks have something going now as Montero continues to sizzle at the plate.
And Scherzer, once he gets ahead of these Diamondbacks hitters, he needs to continue to attack the strike zone. He's gotten ahead, but then he's worked the count back to 2-2. On many occasions, 3-2, and Montero went down and got the changeup and hit it solidly right past Carlos Guillen.
So after 2 are retired, a scoring opportunity now for Arizona. Chris Young will step in.
You look up and down this Arizona Diamondbacks team, and yes, they do strike out quite a bit as a club, but they also walk. They usually see lots of pitches. They're right up there in the National League in doubles, runs scored. I mean, you name it. They've got some positive categories on the offensive side.
Yet they come in with 27 wins.
No pitching. None now. No pitching.
Last 10 games, Young batting .342. Trying to pick up the runner at third. That's Upton. Montero is at first. The 0-1. 0-2, and Young didn't like that call as he steps out of the box.
He needs to put Young away right now. He's already thrown 27 pitches. Put him away.
27 pitches in an inning in which he retired the first 2 batters. With a relative ease. Here's the 0-2. Checked it.
He went.
They want the appeal. He did not go. Down at first base, Jerry Lane said that he held up.
Ooh, must have went about as far as he could go without getting the call there.
Looked like he held up. Young still alive. The 1-2 pitch. Driven deep to left field. That ball is up against the wall. This will get 1 run in. Montero goes to third base. Double and an RBI for Chris Young, and the Diamondbacks out to a 1-0 lead.
Batting sixth, the designated hitter number 25, Adam.
Looks like a fastball that just kind of stays right down the heart of the plate, and with lightning quick hands, it's a bullet off that left field wall for Young.
So the Diamondbacks in pretty good shape here now to get a few more if they can get another base hit. Here comes LaRoche. Second and third, 2 outs. And again, strike 1 from Scherzer. That was his 30th pitch already in this half inning. 18 of them strikes. Young, by the way, just picked up his 49th RBI of the year. 1 ball and 1 strike on LaRoche. Adam batting .262. Here's the 1-1. Way outside. It gets away from the catcher, but Avila able to track it down. So the lengthy inning continues here for Scherzer, who in his last start threw 112 pitches in 6 innings of work. The 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Meanwhile on deck, Mark Reynolds. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and a huge rip there by LaRoche. 3-2. LaRoche has played with Atlanta. He's also played with his brother in Pittsburgh, Andy LaRoche, and also some time in Boston as well.
LaRoche got greedy on that 3-1 fastball. He knew he was going to get it, and he tried to hit it out of the ballpark instead of simply getting a base hit.
That's fouled away.
Usually at this level, when guys take those big, huge swings, you don't come up and hit the ball very aggressively.
Seventh season in the big leagues. Scherzer from the windup here with runners at second and third, and the 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball right side. Cabrera goes down to backhand it. Scherzer covers, and the side retired. They'll strand a pair, but the Diamondbacks get a run. We go to the bottom of the first. Cleans up, and you've got Bosch and Guillen. You've got Inge, who's been really hot on this homestand. And you've got Avila catching and Santiago playing shortstop and batting ninth. The Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Ian Kennedy. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
If you weren't with us at the top of the show, we told you that Kennedy first came to the Tigers and then was traded with Jackson to the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he's pretty much been their best pitcher this year. He has a losing record, but his earned run average is 3.57, which is outstanding. And it's a small sampling, but his earned run average against the Tigers is over 7.
So Kennedy, the native of Huntington Beach, California, 25 years old, goes to work. And it's a strike called on Don Kelly. Kelly 2 out of 6 with a couple of runs scored in the series. He's hitting .215 for the year. Still waiting on the return of Austin Jackson, and it is hoped that he will be back in the lineup on Tuesday when the Tigers play in New York. Slow roller to the right side. Ryle will hit the pitcher covering, one gone.
Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defensively here in this ball game. The infield reads the same as it has in all 3 games here. Young in center field. Very strong throwing arm, 5 assists. Reynolds back in there for the second consecutive day. Abreu was the third baseman in the opener. He's the second baseman today. And Ryle is over at first base. Montero back behind the dish. And Kennedy is towing the rubber.
Here's Johnny Damon trying to get it going. 2 for 9 in this series. Damon on the homestand has 9 hits and batting .278.
Ian Kennedy will not overpower you in any stretch of the imagination. His fastball anywhere from 88 to 91 miles an hour. He does have a curveball. He'll use it a few times, but he's got a changeup that's a legitimate swing and miss pitch for him that he loves to throw to left-handers. And because of that, he pretty much has owned left-handers this year.
Now the 1-1. Damon rolls it foul at home plate.
Damon knows a little bit about Kennedy. They were both a part of that World Championship club last year, the New York Yankees. And there's his numbers against lefties, 210 versus 253 against righties. 9 gopher balls to the lefties, though.
Here's the 1-2. Johnny's got some eyewear going at home plate these days, or today at least. It's his Father's Day look.
Kids Day at the ballpark today for all the dads, all the kids of all the Tigers players on the field, just having a great time today with Dad.
Here's the 1-2, way outside.
Dads always look forward to Father's Day because kids are out of school, and you know it's really for dads anyway, the official start of summer, because you get your families to be with you.
Here's the 2-2 from Kennedy. Swing and a miss. Damon goes down. First strikeout for Ian Kennedy. 2 gone now. And that'll bring up Ordonez.
Kennedy's stuff has translated very nicely from the American League to the National League, as it does for most starting pitchers. 77 strikeouts in 88 1/3 innings.
Ordonez had a big hit in the ball game last night. In fact, it looked like he was going to key a comeback in the 9th inning. His double with 2 outs made it 6-5, but that's as close as the Tigers would get. And there haven't been too many that have been hotter than Ordonez at the plate in recent days.
Gutsy move last night by A.J. Hinch to pitch to Cabrera with the base open. Aaron Heilman was on the mound for the save, and Heilman made that move a good move for A.J., but boy, I know it was an agonizing decision for him.
Some of the numbers for Ordonez recently in his last 10 games. 419 in his last 30 games, 385. That's how hot this guy's been. 9-game hitting streak right now. And that shot to right field, slicing away from Upton. He dives and can't get it. It'll roll by him. Ordonez will go to second base, and he will pull in there with a 2-out, 2-base hit.
That's one of the things I noticed about Upton in last night's game. It was one of Maglio's earlier at-bats, and he sliced a base hit down in that corner as well. Upton plays a very deep right field. To have that kind of speed and athleticism, he must not go back very well on balls, therefore has to come in for it, and he tries to get it and comes up empty.
So Ordonez safe at second base with a double. Safe and secure in New York life. Two-out chance for Cabrera. Tying run in scoring position now for the Tigers. 1-0 game, bottom of the first.
What do you think about the move last night? A.J. Hinch pitching to Cabrera in the 9th inning with a base open.
You know, normally I think like most managers, you never ever really want to put the winning run on in the 9th inning. But this is a special guy. There are a few guys that you might make exceptions for, and Cabrera is certainly one of those guys.
I know A.J. entertained the thought of doing so. As a matter of fact, I believe had they fallen behind Cabrera, they would have walked him.
Yeah, I think at that point you're right.
But give Heilman some credit. He went after him, and the fact that Cabrera was hitting .400 against Heilman going into that at-bat. No small sampling either. Quite a few ABs.
Well, Cabrera's sitting a nice count here, 2-0.
He's the best hitter on the planet, as far as I'm concerned.
The 2-0 pitch.
It's a good pitch. A slow breaking ball at about 75 miles an hour. Top of the strike zone, no less.
Now the 2-1. In the air, left center field, routine play for Young. And that's all for the Tigers. They get a 2-out double, lead one, and we go to the second. Comcast for TV, phone, and internet. Well, we're happy to hear that. Happy to see that. A lot of dads coming out to the ballpark today, spending Father's Day with the Tigers. And we hope you're enjoying the game this afternoon on Fox Sports Detroit. Mark Reynolds will lead things off. Scherzer back to the hill. And his first pitch in for a strike. Reynolds, then Parra, then Ryle. Reynolds batting .217, but the homer to the ball game yesterday finished 2 out of 3. Wave and a miss, 0-2.
Reynolds is one of those guys whereas he can look awfully bad for a couple of plate appearances and then take you deep. 44 home runs last year for Reynolds. He's a serious power threat.
He was 0 for 15 until this swing of the bat last night of the second.
And those 15, 13 of which were strikeouts. That's the first swing he took in last night's game after getting a mental night off on Friday night by his manager, A.J. Hinch.
Well, we talked about the strikeouts. He picked up one more last night, which gives him 96. Upton is up there, too.
That's the one that's surprising. It really is.
Almost 200 strikeouts between them. Not even halfway through. Reynolds stays alive. Fouling off another pitch.
You can see why he hit so many home runs. His bat is lethally quick. Lethally quick.
It is 100th home run of his career back on May 20th.
He can run too. 20+ stolen bases last year.
Wouldn't chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reynolds, then Parra, then Ryle. 7, 8, 9 for A.J. Hinch here in the second. Diamondbacks have a 1-0 lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and there's another strikeout for Reynolds to add to his total. Second strikeout of the game for Scherzer.
It would have been ball 3, but mid-90s fastball, and a guy that likes to swing and miss, and a guy that has power. It's good location. Tough for them to hold up on it.
Here is Gerardo Parra. Tripled in last night's game. Couple of hits in the series, plus an RBI. And Scherzer hits the outside corner for a strike. Parra's triple came off Boutte knee, which turned out to be a gargantuan hit in the 6th inning. And last night they scored 4 in the 6th and held out for the win. The only batter that Knee faced in the ball game last night was Parra. Here's the 1-1. Fouled away, 1-2 on Parra. Scherzer trying to rebound after a 36-pitch first inning. He could use a snappy second. And the 1-2. Right back up the middle. Santiago crossing the bag to make the play. Two gone.
Looked like Santiago may have been shading Parra up the middle anyway, and kind of made it a little easier for him to grab this ball and get it on its way to Cabrera.
There's Rusty Ryle. Batting .286. And he hits one through the right side of the infield. It goes the other way with a 2-out single.
The shortstop, Stephen Drew.
That'll bring up the top of the order now. Stephen Drew, as the Diamondbacks put up their 3rd hit of the game. Arizona had 10 hits last night and 10 hits in game 1 as well. Stephen Drew struck out. He leads their team with 22 multiple hit games this year. shoots that one toward left field. On the move is Bosch to make the running catch. And that'll do it for the Diamondbacks. We go to the bottom of the second at Comerica. Bosch, Guillen, Inge coming up. Recognizes 3 finalists for the Tigers. Through today, you can go online, vote for one of them by going to peopleallstars.com. And the Tigers winner to be honored in Anaheim during the All-Star game on July 13th as seen on Fox. Brendan Bosch leads it off as we head to the bottom of the second. It'll be Bosch, then Guillen, and then Brandon Inge. Diamondbacks got a run in the first, and they lead 1-0. Bosch this year batting .370 at home. Very lofty batting average in this ballpark. 2-0.
Brendan Bosch not getting a whole lot of strikes these days, at least on the first pitch. He swings at the first pitch 75% of the time. Therefore, opposing teams have taken the luxury of not giving in to him, at least early in counts. But then you run into trouble when you get yourself in a 2-1 count and you have to throw strikes to Bosch. He becomes very dangerous in this count.
Here's the 2-1. 2-2 on Bosch, who has had 11 hits on the current homestand. Jumping, and I mean jumping into the Rookie of the Year race with a bang ever since he came up when Guillen was put on the disabled list. In fact, he doubled in his first ever big league at bat in Texas and has not stopped hitting since. Wave and a miss. They'll get him that time. A strikeout is number 2 for Kennedy. 1 out here in the second. It's going to bring up Carlos Guillen.
We told you coming into the game today that Kennedy dominates left-handers. His numbers are better against left-handed batters than righties, and he's already punched out a couple of left-handers today in Damon and now Bosch.
Carlos batting from the left side.
Last 14 games, Carlos Guillen hitting in a .321 clip with 5 doubles, couple of home runs, and 10 RBIs. When he first came back off the disabled list, he was still trying to get his sea legs underneath him. And it took him a while to find that real nice stroke, but he's found it lately.
Yeah, had a 9-game hitting streak come to an end in a ball game a couple of nights ago, game 1 in the series.
He's also happy. He just loves the fact that the Tigers have given him another opportunity to play in the middle infield, even though he's playing second base these days.
Ground ball, base hit left field, out of the reach of a drawn-in Mark Reynolds.
He's got a sweet swing. I brought that up yesterday about Reynolds and how shallow he plays on some guys that don't bunt for base hits. He may not have gotten this ball anyway, but he still plays very shallow against guys that aren't known as guys that bunt. That's where he started, at the cut of the grass.
Here comes Inge with 1 out. Tigers have their second hit of the game. The other was a 2-out double by Ordonez in the first. Brandon, another good series. What a homestand it's been for him. 4 for 7 in this series. And Inge hitting at .352 in his last 22 games. There's a strike on the outer edge. 1-1.
And we told you that Kennedy pretty much has been their best pitcher this year, and he gets even better when there's runners on base. 205, not too shabby with the bases empty either. He's had a nice year for them so far.
Two balls, 1 strike. How about the last 10 games for Brandon? 400.
A lot of those hits he's been getting right back up the middle and the other way. Your batting average will definitely perk up if you're not as pull happy as Brandon was at the beginning of the season.
Carlos at first base with 1 out. 1-0 Arizona. We're in the second. Strike on the outside corner. And Inge cannot believe that as he has a look back from Mike Estabrook. Fox track says maybe a touch low. Maybe. It was borderline though. Two and two. Runner goes. And it's fouled off. Jim starting the runner there on 2-2. Kennedy was the Yankees minor league pitcher of the year a few years back in 07. He just rolled through the minor leagues, was 12-3, and very quickly became one of their top prospects. He's out of USC.
And the Yankees may have felt like he was expendable with Jabba Chamberlain bursting on the scene. Also, Phil Hughes, their number 5 starter, has 10 wins. He and Andy Pettit have been better than everybody else in that rotation this year.
That is popped up. Foul ground, first base side. Ryle coming over, and he'll make the play. 2 gone. Well, here's how that deal, that big deal in December, shook out with the Tigers, the Yankees, and the Diamondbacks all involved.
Each team did what they did for different reasons. Of course, the Yankees wanted Granderson and his extra base pop, his home run ability. The Tigers wanted youth. They got Schlereth, they got Scherzer, young pitchers that they could control for the foreseeable future. And the Diamondbacks, of course, wanted an ace behind Herron to help them with their rotation. So each team did it for different reasons.
The Diamondbacks had to be happy with what they got out of Edwin Jackson last night. As Avila steps in.
When the Tigers made that deal to ship off Granderson and Jackson, there are many here that thought, you know what, it's going to be a rebuilding year. But then here comes Damon, here comes Papa Grande, Valverde. You get the kind of seasons out of Maglio and some of the other guys, and all of a sudden you're right back where you need to be.
Line drive off the glove of the second baseman Abreu. Guillen's going to head to third base, and he'll pull in there.
That'll be an error. We got the same official scorekeeper we've had the last couple days.
Avila is aboard. The Tigers in business now with 2 outs. E4.
Ball hit hard off the bat of Avila, and Abreu knows that he probably should have made the play. Looked like he thought about jumping and then realized he didn't have to jump, and it trickled right off of his glove into the outfield.
Tying run at third base, and here is Santiago.
And we do not have the same official scorekeeper as we had last night.
Ball down low. I take it they didn't change that call on Brendan Bosch, did they?
I have not heard anything differently than that. That ruling on that double off the bat of Young early in that ball game yesterday.
Santiago batting in the 9th slot in this one today, and he takes a strike, 1-1. Did you happen to see little Santiago Raymond?
I did not see him.
Oh, my goodness.
I've seen him before, though, and I didn't see him today.
What a cute child. He's 11 months now, and Ramon brought him to the ballpark today. We were walking in, and I said, boy, that is one of the cutest kids I've seen. And I looked at him, and he had so much hair, he actually kind of formed it into a mohawk. We got a mohawk going for Raymond. It was cute. It's one of the best days of the year when you see all the Tiger players bring their kids in.
No doubt about that.
All different ages, having a great time on the field.
Uniforms with their names on the back. They feel real special for a day. Well, dads make them feel special anyway, but when they can get on the big league baseball field and run around and take some batting practice from some of the other players, it's a really nice day at the ballpark.
Outside 2-2.
I mean, we've watched Santiago grow up from 2003 to, a very young man, to getting married, to having children. It's been fun to watch some of these guys grow up. And we've watched a lot of them grow up here since we've been here.
One of the finest people you will meet, Santiago. Been a Tiger a long time. 2 different stints. He fights that one off. And really the epitome of a guy that has accepted his position in this league, because when he first came up with the Tigers, he was a starter. In the days in which Infante was here, up the middle for Detroit, but Santiago has really found his niche.
And it's not until you accept this role that you excel at it. If you still believe you're an everyday player, which you should, but if you're moping around all the time because you're not getting consistent playing time, you're not going to be successful at your backup role. A.J. Hinch, a former catcher in the major leagues himself, skippering the Arizona Diamondbacks. Of course, Jim, a former catcher in the minor leagues with the Tigers. 12 former catchers managing the 30 big league clubs.
Line drive, foul. Yeah, that's amazing. It seems like we add 1 or 2 every year, but that number just continues to rise, and some of the better managers in this game have been catchers, and Mike Socha's and Joe Torre's. And the list goes on and on.
No doubt. Joe Girardi, 12 of them.
So Kennedy now having trouble getting through this second inning. And again the 2-2. He missed it outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Santiago. Kennedy got roughed up in his last start against Boston. He gave up 6 runs in 6 innings. But prior to that, he went 8 straight starts of 3 runs, 3 earned runs or fewer.
That Boston team will stress you out, especially at Fenway Park. But that really shouldn't have been nothing new for Kennedy, who pitched for the Yankees last year.
Knows all about that rivalry.
But Boston's got a good offensive team, and Boston quietly is right back in the thick of the American League East.
Swing and a miss. Santiago is out. Kennedy pitches out of the jam with his 3rd strikeout. Tigers strand a pair. We go to the 3rd. FSDET. See the final results after, when the game ends tonight or today. We'll give you the final results and see who wins that award. Courtesy of McDonald's. Need your water, need your fan today.
It's Dad's Day today.
Get the guys all set up, ready to go.
Sitting on Dad's lap, too.
Tony Abreu leads it off and sends the first pitch sinking into left field, and Brennan Bosch runs it down.
Bosch is starting to get a whole lot more comfortable in left field. He played right field primarily as a minor leaguer, but he's been pressed into duty at the big league level in left, and he is starting to acquit himself quite nicely out there. He's made some diving catches, powerful throwing arm as well.
You've had to go through what he's gone through in terms of playing in the minor leagues, getting to big league stadiums. What was the biggest adjustment for you? Because Bosch says it's just the expanse of some of these big league stadiums that has given him a little bit of trouble.
Toughest thing for me was when you played in places where there was a lot of people and the ball would go on into the outfield. You can't hear the other guy calling the ball, so you had to learn very quickly that you have to take your eye off the ball and to look where your other outfielder is, and hopefully you can pick it up again. If you don't, and you don't have the ability to do that, you're not going to be a very good outfielder. It was tough. When you get 30,000 people screaming as the ball goes up, you cannot hear that other guy calling the baseball.
Yeah, and that's another thing that Brennan said that he has had to adjust to, having trouble hearing Austin Jackson or whoever is flanking him in the outfield. Justin Upton is the batter. And Scherzer has another strikeout. Right now, time for a game break. We go back to the studio, and here's Trevor Thompson. Well, we got a 1-0 game here with the Diamondbacks Trev leading as we play here in the third. Those Mets, we'll see those guys on Tuesday night.
It's a shame we don't get the chance to see Johan Santana.
I noticed the sarcasm in his voice.
It's a shame.
Yep, they missed Strasburg against Washington. They'll miss Santana in that series.
But the Mets, they get Verlander.
2 out here. Scherzer with a couple of quick outs, and he's facing Montero. The 1-0 pitch.
That Atlanta team, we'll see them on the next road trip too. They can pitch. They don't have a great offensive team, but Bobby Cox has got them pitching again. They can pitch.
Rolled foul.
Here you have it. 24-10 home record for the Mets, and they're one of the hottest teams in baseball right now too. Braves, they're getting it done at home. Twinkies doing a nice job against the Central. They've also played pretty good in their new ballpark too, so Tigers are going into 3 hostile environments. That's why they've taken advantage of their homestand in Detroit. They've won 7 of 8 here, so it is what it is. When you got a good team, you win at home.
Every team will go through those trips, and the teams that are able to fight through it, play well on the road, are the teams that will win. Meanwhile, Bosch hauls in another, and Scherzer has his 1-2-3 inning.
game against the White Sox. It was about 10, 12 days ago in Chicago. He gave up 8 earned runs in that game and didn't make it through the 4th inning.
And Kelly leads it off.
But I think he's going to be fine. I think the Tigers have done a marvelous job at slowing the game down for some of their young players when they need the game slowed down for them. And Porcello was having a difficult time of slowing the game down.
High fly ball, shallow right field for Justin Upton.
Here's some of what I was talking about. And this was in Chicago. He just threw way too many hittable pitches. Whether it was a breaking ball, whether it was a changeup, it was right over the heart of the plate. And Rick Knapp told me earlier in the year, he just noticed that Porcello didn't have the same confidence. And confidence is a big part of it at this level. When you struggle, and he struggled again last night to a team that offensively came in struggling, and they just felt like, you know what, let's send him down, let him work on a few things, let him work on mixing in more breaking balls along with the changeup and the fastball, and hopefully they can find the right mix and get him back up here to help this team.
Johnny Damon, the batter, with 1 out.
I did think they would have sent him down after that White Sox start. I wasn't expecting the one yesterday.
Yeah, I was kind of with you on that. I thought that might have been the final one, but you know, they decided to pop him out of the rotation, see if they could straighten him out on the side, and last night they just felt that was the proper move. The 0-2 misses, 1-2 on Damon, and Johnny in this at bat has decided to discard the glasses.
It didn't help him on that last swing his last time up. He swung like he didn't see it.
He struck out in that first inning with the glasses.
See, this is what Porcello's going to have to do. And I brought it up in the pregame show today. That's 2 consecutive pitches by Kennedy inside. He only throws 90 miles an hour, but you have to show big league hitters that you're not afraid to pitch inside and make them move their feet. Porcello had given up 12 hits per 9 innings this year. So that tells everybody that the opposing teams are really comfortable against you. He's got great stuff. We watched him win 13 games last year as a rookie, but he's got to pitch inside more, and he's got to mix in more breaking balls and changeups and not so many fastballs.
The Tigers, by the way, have not announced a corresponding move yet for the Porcello. Ripped to right field, but straight at Upton. 2 outs. And here comes Maglio. Lots of kids here at the ballpark today. And as we mentioned, the Tigers had a chance to bring their families to the ballpark earlier this afternoon on Father's Day here. Kennedy back to work, facing Ordonez, who doubled in the first inning but did not score. That came with 2 outs.
87-91. Good movement. Cuts the fastball, sinks it, runs it a little bit. He's given up some gopher balls this year, but this is a nice ballpark for him to pitch in. That would be Kennedy. But he knows how to pitch. You don't have to have a 95-mile-per-hour fastball to be successful in the big leagues.
Kennedy was drafted out of high school by the Cardinals, but decided not to sign. He wanted to go play college ball, and he did so at USC. And how good was he? Well, he was named their #1 starter as a freshman at USC.
He was their Friday night guy.
And he rolled through USC and rolled through the minor leagues as well.
For those of you who do not know much about college baseball, usually your best pitcher, and it starts off the series on Friday night for you. Wherever you go, he's your guy.
Pretty good as a freshman. So we have that honor. Now the 1-2. On the ground to the shortstop. Stephen Drew gobbles it up, and the Tigers go 1-2-3. They played 3 innings here at Comerica Park. Young, LaRoche, Reynolds coming up. In Major League history, there has been a 3-generation umpiring family. Can you name them?
That's a good question today.
Yeah, that's a great Father's Day question.
It sure is. I know we have a 3-generation of ball players. There's 3 families: the Boones, the Bells, and the Harrisons. Didn't know there was a 3-generation umpiring family.
Here's Chris Young. He will lead it off against Scherzer, who had himself a 1-2-3 third inning.
Well, he'll do you a favor and bunt. Go ahead and bunt. As hard as he's been hitting the ball this year, 12 home runs and 49 driven in, and he smoked a few in this series.
Two balls and no strikes on Young, who is from the Houston area. In fact, he went to high school at a high school in Houston that has produced some talent in quite a few sports, Bel Air High School, which perennially seems to be one of the best high schools in the nation for baseball. They produced Jose Cruz Jr. and also basketball star Emeka Okafor. The 2-1 pitch. In fact, back in 2001, Young was part of a team that went 34-2, and they were ranked nationally number 6. The 3-1. 3-2. Chris Young. Double to score a run back in the first. That remains the only run of the game. LaRoche waiting on deck. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He lost him, ball 4. Second walk for Scherzer. Max had retired 4 straight prior to that walk.
Yeah, you got to keep him close. No free passes for Young. He likes to run. So if you're Scherzer, you have to give Avila time to throw. And when you've given Avila time to throw, he has proved that he can throw out the best base stealers in either league.
Young's had a good percentage as well, 11 of 13.
He's got a huge lead. Look at that lead. It's been a while since I've seen a guy with this big a lead at first base. He knows Scherzer, though. And a pickoff move is not one of Scherzer's assets, I should say. He can slow the game down a little bit, but he doesn't have a great pickoff move. Look at this lead.
One and one on LaRoche. He's 0 for 1. Avila's at 38%. He's thrown out 8 would-be base stealers this year. Swing and a miss.
He's thrown a few fastballs today right by LaRoche in that same area above the belt buckle. Most left-handers like the ball down, and they have a difficult time of getting to fastballs in the mid-90s up. Right-handers, however, they are better high ball hitters than left-handed hitters. For whatever reason, I don't know. That's just the way it is.
LaRoche is one of 2 Diamondbacks in the lineup today whose dad played in the big leagues. Dave LaRoche was a pitcher. And the other is Rusty Ryle, their number 9 hitter. His dad also played in the big leagues, Mark Ryle. The 1-2 is swung on and tipped out of the glove of Vila. 1-2 the count remains. In fact, Adam, when he was a youngster, his dad was a pitching coach in the minor leagues, and Adam had such a good arm that he would actually pitch batting practice to his dad's minor league team. They thought his bat was too good to be a pitcher or to pursue that angle. He's been around the game a long, long time. In fact, grew up in the game. The 1-2 is rifled foul right by Cabrera at first base.
That's the difference I was trying to make as far as the left-handed hitters are concerned. When the balls are down, they can get to those. This ball is down in the strike zone. It's in the mid-90s. LaRoche able to get barrel on this ball and rifle it foul. It's down. But the ones that are up, he can't get to. You don't want to work in that area. You want to stay above the belt buckle, and if you do that, you'll get the strikeout here.
Foul back out of play.
That last pitch, he decided to throw him something a little softer. But the location was good, so he got away with it.
One and two on Adam LaRoche. Diamondbacks got a run in the first inning on a young RBI double. It scored Upton, who had walked with 2 outs. And that is still the only run so far in this game. Runner goes, and a huge jump. And Sevilla scoops it out of the dirt. No slide needed for Young, who was about halfway there before Scherzer even delivered the ball.
It's kind of tough to do so, but somebody's got to be screaming step off when Young takes off this prematurely. I mean, he's off and running. He's got 7 steps. He's gone so far now that he can't even stop and get back.
12 steals.
72 pitches already for Scherzer here.
Here comes number 73. And it's fouled away again. Scherzer threw 36 of those pitches in the very first inning. He got his count, I think, a little bit in order the next couple of innings. Had a 1-2-3 third, but still very, very high total. With nobody out here in the fourth. 73 pitches. Two and two on Adam LaRoche. And a swing and a miss, and he finally disposes of LaRoche. It's another strikeout for Scherzer. That'll be his 4th of the game.
It's a changeup that's down and in to LaRoche, but it's located beautifully at the bottom of the strike zone.
Now Mark Reynolds, who was a strikeout victim back in the second.
Every time he steps into that batter's box, he's a swing and miss candidate. But he's also got big power. Big power.
Strike one.
Tigers used to have a player like that. Rob Deere struck out a lot, but he also went big fly quite often too. 40 home runs last year for Reynolds, over 100 RBIs and 20 stolen bases. The only player in the majors to have that trifecta. The only one in the majors.
Well, as we mentioned, he strikes out at an alarming rate, a historic rate to be more accurate. But when you're driving in 102, hitting 44 home runs, I guess you just accept it as part of the package.
Yeah, he's driving in more than he let in. But they still would like to see him improve on those numbers. 223 is a lot of strikeouts. Reynolds admitted when they got to Comerica Park a couple of days ago, he had struck out 13 of his last 15 plate appearances, and he said, I'm just way too timid at the plate, and I don't have a whole lot of confidence right now. Usually players will think that, but very seldom do you see it written as a quote from that player.
Pretty good, though, with runners in scoring position. 317 with 5 of the long balls.
Which is why they'd like to see him make more contact.
One ball, 2 strikes on Reynolds, who struck out back in the second. There's a bluff and a quick throw back into center field. Nope, it's going to be stopped before it gets to the grass. Fortunately.
Nothing like having speed. Nothing like having speed. Changes the game on many levels. I don't know if he was running or if he was just bluffing. But he's got Scherzer's attention. That much we do know.
A little bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If the bag is not there, that thing's in the center field, and Young's probably standing at third base. 2-2. Scherzer has been pretty good in interleague play. 3-2 career with a 3.29 earned run average. Trailing just 1-0 in this game. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. So Reynolds strikes out again. That's 5 strikeouts for Scherzer.
He reached back to get a little extra there against his former teammate Reynolds because he knows Reynolds got big league power. 97 with that fastball right by Reynolds. Scherzer is 13 of 16 in first pitch strikes here today, but he really hasn't used that to his advantage. This next pitch will be his 80th pitch thrown, and he's been ahead of just about every single hitter.
Here's Parra. Doesn't seem like he's had that kind of ratio when you throw as many pitches as he has.
When he has gotten ahead, he just has not continued to attack the strike zone.
That last one is 80th pitch. Here comes number 81. 2-0. Scherzer's first start back from the minor leagues resulted in 14 strikeouts at the Athletics. He has 5 in this game today. And that 14 established a career high. There's a strike, 2-1. Scherzer last year was 9-11 over in the National League with Arizona, 4.12 ERA. He made 30 starts with the Diamondbacks. And the strikeout numbers were big last year as well, 174 in 170 innings. The 2-1 to Parra. Make it 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, when David Dombrowski made the decision to bring Scherzer over to the Tigers, he knew they would have him under control for the next 4 years before he hits the free agent market, whereas Edwin Jackson will hit the free agent market after next year. And so what he did was he exchanged one power arm for another power arm and also some upside for Scherzer. And he's got some upside.
Rolled. Foul. Diving play there by Cabrera, but it was just a tad wide. Scherzer, we looked this up, is averaging almost 22 pitches in his first inning in his starts this year.
Ooh.
And today, 36 pitches. So kind of got him off on a slow foot, yet you look up at the scoreboard, he's given up just 3 hits and it's only 1-0.
Yep.
The 2-2 in the air toward left field. Bosch is on the run, still going, and he'll track it down right at the warning track to retire the side. Nothing comes of the leadoff walk.
particular pitch. You can really get a real good look at it on this next shot right here. It's called a Vulcan changeup. Some guys have the circle changeup. His is the Vulcan.
And here is Cabrera to lead off the bottom of the fourth. I'm learning some new words every day.
Yeah.
The Vulcan changeup.
Vulcan changeup is what they call it.
It almost looked like a forkball.
That's a good comparison.
The 0-1.
He's got a tremendous amount of confidence in it. That much we do know. He struck Cabrera out, Santiago out with it on a 3-2 pitch.
Cabrera, then Bosch, and then Guillen here in the fourth. Kennedy's 0-2. Foul away.
The Diamondbacks have allowed, well, really, Scherzer has kind of maneuvered his way through all the traffic that he's been pitching in today. And as you brought up, he's only given up the 1 run on 3 hits. And that doesn't bode well for the Diamondbacks because sooner or later they're going to get loose here. I'm talking about the Tigers offense, especially here at Comerica Park.
Popped him up. High pop up, shallow right field. Justin Upton is there, 1 gone.
Hey fans, I got a great deal for you. It's the all-you-can-eat seats here at Comerica Park. They're on sale. Yes, they're on sale, and they're located on the upper suite level. Seats come with an endless supply of hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken, soft drinks, and more. 866-66-TIGERS, the phone number, or you can simply visit tigers.com. I don't think Brennan Bosch has gotten a first pitch strike in the last 2 days. We'll see if he gets one here from Kennedy.
Rifled and caught on a line by Ryle at first base.
That's why they don't give them to him, because when they do throw him a first pitch strike, he usually undresses somebody. What a play by Ryle. This ball is an absolute missile, but one step and a dive takes a single away from Bosch.
Cannot hit a ball harder than that.
No, you can't. And that's why he's not getting first pitch strikes these days.
2 gone. Here's Carlos Guillen.
Jim Leland's real good friend, Don Zimmerman, who works for the Tampa Bay Rays, compared Brennan Bosch to Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra?
Yes, he did.
In what way?
See ball, hit ball. No thinking, no video, no nonsense. See ball, hit ball. I did not know that Yogi Berra drove in as many runs as he drove in. We put up that graphic with Pudge Rodriguez was here the other day.
He was quite a player.
I did not know Yogi did that much damage with the bat. He's always been known for his Yogiism.
That's right. He does a little damage to the language, too. But that's okay. His bat did his talking for him.
But Don Zimmer said that's what he admires about Bosch, is the fact that he will go up there, and it doesn't really matter whether you're left-handed or right-hander. If it's in the vicinity and he can get to it, he's going to let it go. Old school kind of mentality.
It's kind of the beauty of Brendan Bosch, isn't it?
He also told me, Brendan did, that he moves his feet in the batter's box on occasion to get the pitch that he really wants.
7 in a row, retired by Kennedy, picks up another strikeout, 4 in the books. Ryle, Drew, Abreu coming up.
Spending it at the ballpark. Charlie Brown bobblehead day as well today for the kiddos. Apparently Jeremy Bonderman's got one as well. Or they're saying that is Jeremy Bonderman, one of the two. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes on Rusty Ryle. Ryle, Drew, and Abreu. Scherzer couldn't get him to chase it, and it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryle had a single back in the second. One of 3 hits in this game for the Diamondbacks. Tigers have been limited today by Ian Kennedy to just 2 hits. That's hit back up the middle and through. A diving try by Santiago, and 2 hits for Ryle in this game. This game today is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast. Making 4 hits now for the Diamondbacks. Here is Stephen Drew. 0 for 2 today for Drew. A strikeout and a fly ball. And now 2 for 10 in the series. Has a couple of RBIs, though. Stephen has 2 brothers that have also played the game professionally. You know J.D. Drew, who's still in the big leagues. Tim Drew was a professional baseball player as well, so they all grew up playing the game. And Stephen says that J.D., his brother, taught him how to hit left-handed. And Tim Drew, who was a pitcher, would constantly throw batting practice to Stephen as a kid. And I believe that all 3 were #1 picks, which is quite an accomplishment.
No doubt about that. Talented family.
Oh, 1 on Stephen Drew. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers wrapping up this homestand with a win today. They will have won every game on this stand with the exception of 1. 8 out of 9 would be nice. Side 2 balls, 1 strike on Drew. Tony Abreu will be next. Scherzer has had some really long innings, and then he's had some snappy ones. He had a quick 3rd frame, and even after walking the leadoff man in the 4th, he pitched out that pretty quickly. 2-1. Bouncing ball hit to short. Santiago. He'll take it himself at the bag. Fire to first. And they get the double play, and Santiago is on the ground. He was hit at second base, and Ramon is in some pain right now. It was one of those tweener plays where you either take it yourself or flip to Guillen, and Ramon tried to take it himself. And Ryle came in hard. He hit the bag, did he? No, he never hit the bag. So that runner should have been safe. Bigger question is Santiago okay?
Well, you can see what the intent of Riles was, and that was to break up the double play, which he was not able to do. But he did clip Santiago pretty good.
A little bit of a limp going on right now, but it appears he'll stay in the game. At least he's trying to talk Kevin Rand into letting him stay in the game, and he will.
Kevin Rand's got his powder blue shirt on today, along with the trainers, and of course everybody has some blue on. There's blue on the field in between first base and third base and home plate. In awareness of prostate cancer for the dads as well here on Father's Day. Go get checked.
Still waiting for a couple of Tiger home runs to add to that cure for prostate cancer. There is activity in the Detroit bullpen. Brad Thomas is heating up. 2 outs, base is empty. And a strike called on Tony Abreu. Abreu with a ground out and a line out 0 for 2. Batting .272. The 0-1. Bouncing ball hit to the right side. Cabrera has this one. And Scherzer covers to retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Answer is right here in this ballpark. Brian Runge is umpiring second base. He's part of that trio of umpires. Brian Paul and Edward Runge. Ed Runge. That's the answer to your trivia question here this afternoon. And by the way, in 1998, Harry and Hunter Wentelstedt became the first father and son umpiring duo to work the same game. And Hunter is working third base in this one.
Nothing like following in dad's footsteps or even grandfather's footsteps, if that's what you choose to do.
1 ball, 1 strike to Brandon Inge. Foul straight back.
I think kids have a tendency of kind of following in their dad's footsteps. Their dad always comes home and is really excited about the job that he has.
Absolutely.
The dad comes home and he's moping and he ain't real happy about that job. Guess what? Kid ain't gonna like it very much either.
Here's the 1-2. That's in the air toward right field. It's going to be a long run for Upton. Still coming, and boy, his speed got him there.
Hey fans, as soon as this game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. You'll hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game and show you all the highlights. Tigers Live from the Coliseum Studios immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit. Has Jim talked about his son signing with the Tigers the last couple days?
He has. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Patrick had his first day as a professional 2 days ago. They had a workout in Lakeland. In fact, he told us, as Avila looks at a strike, that Patrick Leland, you know who his roommate is? Bo McClendon.
Bo McClendon,
yeah,
really?
Lloyd's son. They're rooming together in Lakeland.
Ah.
So Patrick and Bo are roommates, and Jim and Lloyd, of course, co-workers here at the big league level. And Avila is out.
Well, Patrick was here just a few days ago and hanging out with Dad on the field before the game. Gene Lamont, of course, a catcher when he played, giving Patrick some instructions. And no doubt now Bo McClendon will tutor the youngster along a little bit. Bo went to college, I believe.
Right.
So he's a lot older than Pat.
He sure is.
Yeah, that's good. It's good influence. Make him get up in the morning and eat breakfast.
And Patrick was saying, he said, Jim talked to him the other day, and Jim said that Pat said, you know, the really neat thing about this is it is all baseball. And that's the only thing you have to concern yourself with right now is becoming a better baseball player. Now, he did have a scholarship to Maryland. He decided to forego for the time being.
Well, usually with young kids, and especially this is in his case as well, the Tigers knew he had that scholarship going to college. So, in other words, what you do with younger players, in order for you to entice them to come into your organization, you still give them that college package.
Right.
Now, it may not be to Maryland, but I'm sure that Patrick will get enough money to go to school somewhere.
Alex played his college ball at Alabama.
He gives his college coach a lot of credit for his rapid rise to the major leagues and him being able to call his own game in college. If you don't know the story, while Avila was playing collegiately at Alabama, his coach, Jim Wells, who's not there anymore, allowed Avila to call his own pitches. The only catcher in the 20 years Wells was there, Avila the only catcher that he allowed to call his own pitches. That's amazing to me.
It is amazing, and I understand why coaches obviously want to call their own pitches because it's their program, and obviously their success is tied to it. But from a developmental standpoint, and even at the high school level and the collegiate level, certainly you would think that more catchers would have that opportunity.
They don't.
But they just don't.
They do not. Coaches don't let them do it.
The 1-2. Missed inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Of course, part of, I'm sure, went into the decision-making of Coach Wells at Alabama is the fact that Avila's been around baseball his entire life. His grandfather, Ralph, a longtime scout. His dad has had just about every job in professional sports as well.
Roll towards second base. Should get him out of the inning. Abreu throws out Santiago. 10 in a row retired by Kennedy. 5 in the books.
Tickets, picnics, and party suites are on sale now. Groups of 15 or more get discount to select games while supplies last. 313-471-BALL, or you can visit Tigers.com for more information.
Shallow fly ball to right field. Maglio coming a long way, and Justin Upton is out on 1 pitch. Sixth inning of a 1-0 game. Diamondbacks have led the entire day. They got a run in the top of the first. And neither team has scored since. In fact, the Tigers have only 2 hits today. Ian Kennedy has retired 10 straight Tigers. Here's Miguel Montero. We were talking about Patrick Leland the other half inning, and Jim was saying that Patrick got to the ballpark early his first day, and they were working out at noon, and it was a cool 95 degrees in Lakeland, Florida. Patrick, after his first workout, decided, I'm going back and taking me a nap.
Good for him.
It was a long day that first day.
Good for him.
But that's what they'll have to go through, and Jim says it's going to be good for him, man. You're playing that heat down there.
Well, when you get into pro ball, you do start taking lots of naps during the course of the day, because you usually play night games.
Here's a drive to center field. And Kelly is there. 2 outs.
The center fielder,
Scherzer looking for another 1-2-3 frame. Here's Chris Young. Young's RBI double is the only run. Chris now has knocked in 49. He had all of last year only 42 RBI. A nice bounce back for him.
Last year, very humbling for Young. Finally, the Diamondbacks sent him down to the minor leagues for about 3 weeks in August to get himself straightened out. And he did get straightened out. Made some adjustments with his hands. He's lowered them. A little bend in the knees. Nice relaxed position over the balls of his feet, which gives you good balance.
Another fly ball. Shallow center. Kelly coming on, diving and making the catch. Don Kelly with a terrific play in center field. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Scherzer with a little bit of help from his center fielder.
And now we're going to show you the changeup of Max Scherzer. It's more of a circle change, and it's one that runs away from the left-handers. That one to Drew. It's a good pitch for Max. Coors Light Freeze Cam is always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Back here at the ballpark, hey, there's our boss, Greg Hamrin on Father's Day.
And his lovely family is with him. Brady Klima also hanging out Father's Day. It's a big day at the ballpark.
There's a strike called on Don Kelly, who starts it off here in the 6th. Made a terrific diving play to end the top of the 6th. Kelly trying to get something started here. The Tigers have been limited to just 2 hits today. That is it.
If you're a dad, can you think of a better place to be today?
Negative. Nope. Yeah, well, it's a perfect day, first of all, weather-wise.
I know some dads are at home kicked up with their feet.
You know what's a close second, though, is the couch.
Exactly. That's my point.
Fly ball. Right field. Upton. 1 out.
Kick back in your recliner. Shoes off.
The designated hitter.
Feet up.
Well, we'll go back to the studio now. Time for a game break. And here's Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev, thank you.
I bet you Trev's got his feet kicked up.
You think so?
Yeah.
In between highlights?
Yes, indeed. Shoes off. Well, Kennedy's making it look easy here today. We told you coming in that Kennedy really, if you look at the numbers, he's been their best. 3 wins but 4 losses. But the earned run average just a shade over 3.5. He has done very well in his first tour of duty in the National League thus far, and kind of shut down the Tigers team from an offensive standpoint that's been rolling this entire homestand.
Absolutely, and you take away that start that he had against Boston his last time out, he has not had a clunker or too many clunkers. That's for sure.
Everything right around 88 to 91 with the fastball, an occasional little slider. That last pitch to Maglio to start him off with. He's pitching today. He's not throwing at the same speed. He'll go 76 with that one, 84. Then he'll dial up to this next one about 91. That's how you get it done in this level.
12 in a row retired by Ian Kennedy out of Huntington Beach, California.
That's a nice area, Huntington Beach. Really nice area.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Kennedy really had little trouble with minor league baseball. In fact, in parts of 4 minor league seasons, he was 19-6 with an ERA of, get this, 1.95. So the minor leagues did not present much of a challenge to Kennedy. First round pick of the Yankees in 2006. Driven to right field. Upton coming over. And another 1, 2, 3 innings. 3 fly ball outs. He's retired 13 straight. We go to the 7th.
On StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Detroit Tigers. Go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today.
And we love the UP as well. They're in the house here this afternoon as we head to the 7th inning on a sun-splashed afternoon on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the Tiger dads out there. Big swing and a miss by Adam LaRoche. Scherzer out there for his 7th inning of work. That was his 103rd pitch of the day. Max got a 1, 2, 3, 6th. relatively stress-free 6th inning means he can come out here for the 7th. The 0-1 is a strike. 0-2. Tigers do have some action though in the bullpen, and that would be Joel Samaya. Only 2 Tigers hits today, only 4 for the Diamondbacks. 1-0 in the 7th. Way outside. 1-2. LaRoche is 0 for 2. Ground out, strikeout. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled away. LaRoche came in 4 for 8 in the series with a double, but he's 0 for 2 this afternoon. Diamondbacks had 10 hits in each of the first 2 games, but only 4 today. That missed again. 3-2. So a pattern that we have seen is Scherzer getting ahead of batters, but finishing them off has been a bit of a challenge at times today. Now the 3-2 pitch. And he does finish him off. 6 strikeouts.
Both of these pitchers today are awfully confident with their changeups. This is a 3-2 changeup to LaRoche, and he throws it right over the heart of the plate. And because LaRoche is looking for that fastball, he's out in front and swings right over the top of it.
Here's Mark Reynolds. He's added to his strikeout total 2 more today, which gives him 98 for the season, leading the major leagues, and he almost hit it. One and one.
Ooh, 98 today. Scherzer has touched with his fastball. Variety of different ranges. 83, the one we're showing you on the changeup there. Well, you know that Reynolds has a tough time of catching up to your fastball if you get it up around the belt buckle. You can get another strikeout here.
Tried to hold up, didn't do it though. 7 strikeouts.
He did not use the fastball up. He used the breaking ball to get the check swing from Mark Reynolds. Boy, he can punch out at an alarming rate, can he?
Oh, 99 of them now.
Wow.
Reynolds and Upton, the top 2 in that category, both in the lineup for Arizona. Here is Parra with 2 outs. A season high 114 pitches for Max Scherzer. Parra's 0 for 2. 0-2.
Scherzer still has a whole lot left in his tank. 115 pitches in, still throwing 97 miles an hour.
He's retired 7 straight. Max trying to get through the 7th, and hopefully his teammates can get him some runs. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Scherzer strikes out the side, has 8 for the game, and Max has also retired 8 straight. Time to get the bats going. Voting is ongoing for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. Help send your favorite Tigers to this year's Midsummer Classic by voting up to 25 times at Tigers.com. Vote early, vote often. Vote today at Tigers.com. Well, this afternoon here at the ballpark, Max Scherzer putting together quite an outing. Scherzer with a total of 8 strikeouts in this one.
And more than likely, he's done. So we're going to spend a little time on him. A bell tire pitch-by-pitch variety here. He got some fastballs that he threw by some guys. Some were looking, some were swinging. He had a good changeup at the bottom of the strike zone. He also threw some sliders that were good pitches. But when Max masters the fact that he can throw some stuff by some people early in games and early in innings, boy, he can stay out there a lot longer.
7 innings, 4 hits. That's it. He walked 2 and fanned 8.
Well, I guess he stayed out there long enough. 7 innings is a long time.
Pretty good these days, that's for sure.
Yeah, quality start.
So can the Tigers get the bats going now? Ian Kennedy has been equally impressive. He's retired 13 straight. It'll be Cabrera, Bosch, and Guillen here in the bottom of the 7th. Time for those Tiger bats to wake up. They've managed only 2 hits this afternoon.
They got the right guys coming up in this inning.
Strike 1 on Cabrera.
That is a well-located 87-mile-per-hour fastball. I mean well-located. At the knees on the black outside.
Ground ball, base hit, right field. Cabrera goes the other way.
That's what makes Cabrera so good. First pitch, perfect pitch. Next pitch, not real bad, but he's not trying to pull the ball. He's simply trying to go the opposite way as he does and hits a seed right past Abreu. Look at the location of this pitch. 2-seam fastball. It's down. He gets inside out of it and whistles it right past Abreu. Great balance for the big fella.
First Tigers base runner since the 2nd inning. And only their 3rd hit of the day. Brendan Bosch hammers one foul back out of play.
Well, maybe that will disrupt the timing of Kennedy. The fact that he has not been in the stretch in quite some time.
Bosch had an absolute rocket against him in his last at bat back in the 4th inning. A diving play at first base by Rusty Ryle took a hit away.
If you're Ryle, that's exactly what you're thinking about right now as he holds Cabrera on at first base. Please don't hit one down here at me, Brennan.
you get to the 7th inning against Ian Kennedy, the numbers this year have said, look out.
Did you say the Tigers do very good work in the 7th inning from an offensive standpoint?
Yeah, it's been one of their best innings. With a good plus average. Drill it high in the air, deep into right, way back, and the Tigers have the lead. Look at Brennan Bosch do it again, a 2-run shot.
He's cold-blooded. He is cold-blooded.
Bosch hits his 10th home run of the year. Kennedy had retired 13 straight coming into this inning, a base hit, and now a 2-run homer. And that one went 410 feet.
That's what Cabrera said about Bosch about 3 weeks ago. He said he just doesn't get hits. He gets big hits. Huge hit for Bosch. It was a curveball that was spinning, and he absolutely drilled it. What a beautiful swing.
He hits some of the most majestic home runs.
Pretty swing.
1 ball and 1 strike. 410 feet worth. And it's those home runs that just take a while to get out. They're rainbow home runs. Carlos Guillen.
We can't forget about what Scherzer did here today. Even though he pitched in some traffic, Scherzer kept his team in the game through 7 innings. Now he's in line to get a win should his team hold on here. Nice job by Max today.
Driven to the air, high and deep to right. Guillen may have gotten all of this one, and he has. It's gone. Back-to-back shots for the Tigers, and they lead 3-1. Number 5 for Carlos.
That has really been the only knock on Kennedy this year, is the fact that he will serve up some gopher balls. He will give up some home runs. 2 strikes on Guillen, and he tries to get a fastball by him, and it's up. And Guillen able to rotate those hips and clear him out of the way. And he plays long ball here this afternoon as well. Flying out of here, left and right.
Back-to-back home runs. The last time the Tigers went back-to-back was on June 8th against the White Sox, and guess the duo, Bosch and Guillen. And they've done it again here. 3-1 Detroit. They now have 5 hits.
There they are, 4, 5, 6.
Kennedy was absolutely cruising along. I mean, he was on easy street. He retired 13 straight, had given up just 2 hits, and then the single by Cabrera started things.
Cabrera got him back in the stretch where he hadn't really been all game long.
And Scherzer, who's been waiting for some run support all day long, finally gets it here in the 7th inning. Now the 2-1. Angel for 2, pop up, fly out. Kennedy looked like he slipped on that last pitch. There's some activity in their bullpen. Juan Gutierrez warming up. 2 Tigers homers here in the 7th, highlighting a 3-run frame. Pulled foul. Well, the innings 4 through 6 today, Kennedy had retired 9 straight, and then all of a sudden the 7th inning rolled around, and you see there that usually the ERA elevates. It sure did, with a pair of home runs. And the Tigers, by the way, now have outscored their opponents in the 7th inning 47-16. 47 runs is the most that they've had in any inning this year. Three-two pitch to center field and hit well. Young is going to have room, though. The first out of the inning, and it was a line out. By the way, the 2 home runs, Guillen and Bosch, raising another $40,000 to support prostate cancer research. If you'd like to make a donation, call 800-798-CURE or go online at www.pcf.org. $40,000 in the coffers these days, courtesy of those 2 long balls, or this day, I should say. Here is Avila. Alex is 0 for 2. That was Kennedy's 98th pitch. One and one. Alex behind the count, 1-2. At the end of the bat, third base side, they're going to let it roll. And it will go foul, barely. Catching a break there. Here's the 1-2. Knock the mask off the catcher Montero. Off day tomorrow for the ball club. Then it's on to New York. Start of the next long road trip. Meanwhile, Minnesota is leading the Phillies 3-1. That's in the top of the 7th in Philly.
They got 9 hits against Halladay today. Meanwhile, Carl Pavano is pitching for the Minnesota Twins.
Two and 2. Tigers came in a game and a half behind the Minnesota Twins. Here's the 2-2 offering. Rip down the right field line, foul. Avila today 0 for 2, came in with a 5-game hitting streak, and he had really put together a great homestand, 9 for 17 coming in. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase the elevated fastball, and that's the second out. Where's Kennedy going? He was headed back to the bench. He thought it was out number 3. He was almost to the foul line. Here's strike 3 on Avila. He had me wondering here, and he's just going to walk off. Teammates are throwing the ball around.
Yeah, he's the only one that thinks there's 3 outs.
2 gone, and here is Santiago. Ramon today is 0 for 2, strikeout, ground out. Fouled away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kennedy had a string of 13 straight Tigers retired. From the final out in the 2nd to the final out in the 6th. Until the single by Cabrera broke that string, and then the 2 homers back to back. Bosch and Guillen. And that's line to left field, base hit. Santiago goes the other way. He's 1 for 3.
Might be it for Kennedy.
Looks like it is. A.J. Hinch coming out. Looks like they will make a pitching change. So 109 pitches into this inning. Ian Kennedy is done. It's a wall side windows pitching change. And we'll be back 3-1 Detroit. Well, I look at some of the interleague numbers. They've just been sparkling without question.
Ian Kennedy is wondering what hit him. He did a very nice job maneuvering through the first 6 innings of not allowing any home runs, which he's given up quite a few this year, but then he's touched up by Bosch, and he's also touched up by Carlos Guillen. One on a breaking ball, and Guillen hit a fastball out of the ball. Gutierrez has pitched a lot this year, and he hasn't pitched very well. 0-5 with an earned run average over 8.5.
Don Kelly, the first man to face him here. Tigers have scored 3 in this inning, and they lead 3-1. Gutierrez spent his first full season in the big leagues last year, and in doing so pitched in 65 games for Arizona. He's a native of Venezuela. 26 years old. Runner goes, and it's lined to left field, base hit. Santiago will hold at second base and a single for down Kelly. Put 2 aboard for the Tigers. There's Johnny Damon. Damon is 0 for 3. Tigers now have rolled up 7 hits. Santiago at second base is still Kennedy's property. Damon is the 8th man to bat in this inning. Ball and 1 strike. Damon a couple of fly balls and a strikeout in this one. Gutierrez originally broke in with the Houston Astros 2 years ago, pitching briefly with the Stros in 07. There's a strike call. A lot of seasoning in the minor leagues, about 7 years in the minors for Juan Gutierrez. Two and 2 on Johnny Damon. Back up the middle. Abreu will tag the bag just ahead of the runner for the 4th. So the Tigers will settle for 3 runs, but 3 big ones. Back-to-back home runs. Bosch and Guillen. Back. In the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And there were a lot of folks in his sound check before the game today. They were kind of hanging around wanting a picture with old Jeff Beck, the Hall of Famer. Used to be with the Yardbirds years ago. And then the Jeff Beck group. So a special national anthem today here at the ballpark. Here come the Diamondbacks now as we go to the 8th. Rusty Ryle leads it off, and then Stephen Drew and Tony Abreu. Joel Zamaya is the new pitcher.
Joel's been real good in his role this year as a setup man for Jose Valverde. Pitching the majority of the 8th inning for Jim Leading. And it's been a dynamic duo. The numbers validate that. Up and down for Joel. No home runs this year. .234 against batting average and just 1 earned run in his last 10 outings.
That one right by Rusty Ryle.
When you throw 100 miles an hour, you have the ability to do that. That was a big swing by Rusty, too.
Scherzer retired the last 8 straight that he faced prior to giving way here to Samaya.
Tigers have some electric arms. 3 of them we'll probably see here today in Scherzer, Samaya, followed by Valverde. But you also know all about Justin Verlander. They got some big arms, powerful arms.
Swing and a miss. 3-2 on Ryan. Stephen Drew to follow, and then Tony Abreu. We're in the 8th inning. A 3-1 ball game. Tigers trailed 1-0 the entire day until getting the back-to-back homers in the 7th. Tipped into the glove for strike 3.
Speaking of big arms, have you heard anything lately about Ryan Perry and where he has progressed?
And indeed, the skipper was talking about him yesterday, and he said probably a couple of side sessions, some bullpens for him, and then they'll make up their mind when he will go down on a rehab assignment. There will be a rehab assignment for him, but they want him to throw a couple of bullpen sessions first. So, speaking of, as you say, power arms, it'd be nice to get him back in.
Yep. And get Porcello straightened out. He's still special, even though he's been demoted to the minors.
Driven in the air toward left, right at Brendan Bosch. 2 outs. Going to bring up Tony Abreu. Only 4 hits today for the Diamondbacks offense. They got their run in the 1st inning on a young RBI double, and they have done nothing since, courtesy of Scherzer, who, as we said, retired the last 8 that he faced and finished with 8 strikeouts. Abreu takes ball 1. Fouled away. Tony Abreu 0 for 3, couple of ground balls and a line out. The 1-1 pitch. Ten straight Diamondbacks have been retired by Tigers pitching, and Zamaya trying to make it 11 straight. 2 outs here in the 8th. Nobody on. Missed that one high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Justin Upton waiting on deck. Zamaya getting some encouragement from a sellout crowd here today of more than 41,000. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. In fact, it is the 5th sellout of the season here today and the largest crowd since opening day. They have packed them in here on Father's Day at the ballpark.
Back-to-back sellouts.
You are correct. Almost 120,000 for the series. 3-2. That'll go foul.
It's always interesting to talk to the opposing teams and the coaches when they come to Comerica Park and they get a chance to experience this atmosphere. It has turned into one of the more favorite stops for opposing teams. They just love to come to this ballpark to watch the enthusiasm in the crowd. And Tigers just got good fans and a great ballpark. The amenities are great. Clubhouses are great.
3-2 pitch. He is in the air toward left field. Bosch on the move. Can he get there to the corner? And he makes the catch. Vernon Bosch with a running play. Nothing doing here in the 8th. They go 1-2-3. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. On 7,800. And by Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Maglio Ordonez leads off the bottom of the 8th. Tigers lead 3-1, trying to close out the Diamondbacks here today and win 2 out of 3 in this series. It'll be Ordonez, Cabrera, and Bosch in the Tigers' 8th inning. Maglio cuts and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Double in 3 at-bats for Ordonez. He was the only Tiger not to hit in that 3-run 7th. He sent 8 men to the plate. And he pops it up. Right side of the infield for Abreu. 1 gone. They'll bring up Cabrera.
Cabrera got it all started for the Tigers in the 7th inning with a lousy single the opposite way past Abreu, their second baseman. And then the big fella did his thing. Big Brennan Bosch. 2-run home run, his 10th of the year.
One on Cabrera. His single started things in the 7th. After Kennedy had retired 13 in a row, Cabrera went the other way, a single to right field.
This 3-4-5 that Detroit will run at you on any given night has turned into one of the more productive 3-4-5s in all of baseball. Maglio with the batting average, and of course Bosch and Cabrera with unbelievable power and a high batting average.
2-1. Well, if there's a trio that has been more productive, I'd certainly like to meet him.
Maglio hitting 333, Bosch 339, Cabby knocking on the 330 door. Unbelievable start they've had this year. Ooh, good pitch.
Cabrera came into this game leading the American League in homers, RBIs, and slugging percentage. In fact, Cabrera, since the start of 2008, has hit more homers than anybody in the American League, 90. Fought that one off. Two on Cabrera. All the way again.
If he keeps throwing that breaking ball to Cabrera, Cabrera's going to punish him. He's thrown him that same breaking ball on 3 straight pitches.
Fouled away.
Wow, that's amazing. That gives you an idea of how good Cabrera is. 3 straight breaking balls at about 83 to 84 miles an hour. And then he dials up to 95, and Cabrera has an outstanding swing at it. He is very gifted. Very gifted.
3-2 on Miguel.
As a matter of fact, once in a generation kind of player.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes on the breaking ball.
Good pitch. Outstanding pitch. One of the few mistakes that Ian Kennedy made today was Brennan Bosch's last time up. It was a slow curveball, and Bosch hit it where the grass doesn't grow. Souvenir City.
Bosch, number 10, raises his RBI total to 36.
You kind of look up and down at rookies in both leagues, and really there's only one guy that compares to Brennan Bosch's numbers, and that's Jason Hayward of the Atlanta Braves. No one else. No other rookies.
2-0 on Bosch. Hayward will be on display in Atlanta when the Tigers get there on the next road trip.
Hayward is slated to start in the All-Star game right now as we speak in Anaheim for the National League. That's how many votes he's got. Nice change piece. Especially in a 2-0 count. 2 balls, no strikes.
Hit that one a mile high, straight up in the air, though, at third base. The shortstop, Drew, will come over and handle it. And the Tigers go 1-2-3. 3 more outs to get as we go to the 9th. Valverde coming in to face Upton, Montero, and Young. summary. Maglio Ordonez, nice series, 5 for 13 with a couple of doubles and a homer. Max Scherzer threw 52 pitches in innings 1 and 2, and then really kind of straightened it out the rest of the way and pitched an outstanding game today. And of course, the Bosch and Guillen back-to-back homers. The difference right now as we go to the 9th inning. Defensive changes. Don Kelly will take over in left field. And look who's in center now. It's Austin Jackson.
Well, good to see Austin.
Jose Valverde is the new pitcher. And he will face Upton, Montero, and Young here in the 9th. 1 ball and no strikes on Upton. Justin had a walk and a run scored back in the first. One on Upton. This Diamondbacks offense, which in the first 2 games in the series has been pretty good, has managed only 4 hits this afternoon.
And Valverde's been sensational this year. He's had 30 appearances, and he's held the opposition scoreless in 28 of those. His .61 earned run average is the best among American League relievers.
Neftali Feliz has 18 saves. So does Kevin Gregg of Toronto. Roush with 17. Swing and a miss. Valverde strikes out Upton. Valverde looking for his 16th save today.
I don't think I've seen anybody really hit this split finger fastball with any authority this year. That's how good that pitch is for Jose.
So this will be interesting here. Montero steps in with 1 out. Montero was very vocal of Valverde and his way of celebrating after game 1. Ball high, 1-0.
Well, he's got a chance to do something about it.
Said he didn't appreciate the way that Valverde celebrated after getting outs. I think the good majority of guys around the league really, it doesn't bother all that much. At least they don't say that it does. There's a chopper hit slowly toward first base, and Cabrera handles it himself. 2 gone.
I'm sure it's mixed, though. I mean, there's some people that don't really appreciate it. That's for sure.
Yeah, they probably just don't say a whole lot, but I think you're right.
But the way that you combat that is once you get in that batter's box, you do something about it. Like Valverde had a little something to say to him, too.
And then he did a little dip. Put the cherry on top of the ice cream cone. Here's Chris Young with 2 outs. Final chance now for the Diamondbacks. Ball 1. He's had 4 at-bats against Valverde, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. It's amazing with the precision that Mr. Valverde has pitched with this year. I mean, he's just carved up opponents. That is popped up. Cabrera may have room on this one. He will. And the Tigers finish up the homestand with a victory.
Happy Father's Day.
A 1-2-3 9th inning. Valverde gets another save. Brennan Bosch hits a 2-run homer in this one. And the Tigers win 3-1. Back with more.